Okay, now we're going to work on the foot roll. Figure out a good view for this. I'm going to work on first the green foot here. Now if we need to, we might have to also go into drop the hips again or adjust the hips, but let's just try to get this going. So these first ones are kind of junk anyway, so we'll just ignore those. And I'm going to start working where, okay, first of all, I'm going to go in and every time it's up in the air, I'm going to actually lift it up in the air. That's the easiest thing to do. Let's turn on auto key. And we're going to use key info. Key info. We can close this for now. We can close that for now. Put this up towards the front. So we should be able to toggle through this with key info. So the first thing, I would like to go through here and move this up. So I have select and move. We're going to go to local once again. And we're going to be moving it up on its local X. And we can watch down here and see what we like. And then we can just we can just plug them in when we need to. So I'm just going to move this up, watch my left view, and see if I get enough clearance. So that's moving up around, I'm going to say 9. Let me see if 9, maybe 8.5. Negative 8.5. Where's 8.5? Ooh, 9 is a lot. Ooh, let's see what 9 looks like a lot. Maybe 8. So I'm going to undo that and just type in negative 8 down here. See if I like it. And we'll see what that looks like for now. Yeah. So now I'm going to toggle through to the next black key, which is frame 80 down here. You should be see it down here, right? Frame 80, and it was negative X, negative 8. Was that it? Yeah, negative 8. And we're going to toggle to the next key, negative 8. Might be too much, but we can always fix it. Type in negative 8. Could do this by hand if I really want to, and the last one I'll just do by hand. Just keep down here, and doesn't have to be exactly, but okay, close enough. And those are the move keys for those. And there we go. Now he's actually taking a step like he should. And let's fix the other foot before we continue. Go to these black keys, which are the actual move keys, and you can actually see it in the viewport. It's written move. So, and this one should be the same, negative 8. There we go. I can also use these keys to toggle if I want. I can just turn on next keyframe, and this is going to be faster. Go to that one, type in negative 8. Type in negative 8. Type in negative 8. Type in negative 8. And he has another key here where he's up in the air. Might as well fix that one too. Negative 8. Now that's going to give us a little bit better. We're a long way from finished. Turn off. We can start seeing at least he's stepping up. Okay. Now let's work with that foot roll. It's a little bit tedious work. We're going to also have to move the pivot. So I'm going down here so I can see where the pivot's at. And if I'd go through, for some strange reason, the pivot should be showing up here, but it's out here in front of the toe, and it's really not showing up where it's supposed to be. If you look here, you see this red pivot, the red dot here, that should be on the foot. But for some reason, it's not. Sometimes you get these funny things. Maybe it's the shape of my rig. I don't know. But that's okay. We're gonna have to manage that foot by foot. So in order to get access to that pivot, because to do a proper foot row, you need to change the pivot of the foot. I have to remember where that pivot is at. Keyframing tools. No, it's not on layers. It's definitely not on layers. Let me find that pivot. Hold on. Okay, it's under the key info rollout under the IK. Okay, it makes sense because we're dealing with IK on the feet. So if I turn this on, let me select the correct foot here. What foot do I have selected? Yeah, oh, I have the wrong foot selected. Let me turn it off. Let me select this green foot. If I turn it on, it shows me where that pivot is on that foot. So I'm going to turn on auto key. Not sure if I need to do this for this part. And I'm just going to toggle it forward. And as it's lifting off, makes sense that pivot is at the toe, which it is. But the key right before that pivot needs to be right here. Okay? I don't know why it's showing me two pivots. That's kind of strange. So I'm going to go here to select pivot and make sure it's, yeah, I don't know why it's showing. I think that's a video bug. There's no way it has two pivots. So we're at that. I can either use the dialog here or this to select it in the viewport. And you can see these blue dots let me select where that pivot is at. So why is it showing me two pivots? That's strange. So here, when it's flat on the ground, we can actually just put the pivot here when it's flat on the ground. The next key, before it lifts, should be on the right here, and at the very end, it should be on the toe here. When it's in the air, go to the next key. When it's in the air, that pivot can be, well, I guess when it's in the air, for some reason it's not letting me choose it. Yeah. When it goes down, when it lands, it should be on the heel, which it is. That's good. Next key, it just goes here. Next key, is it giving it to lift? Nope, it's still a plant key. Here, the ball. Next key is, I believe, it's still a plant key. Here, on the lift key, it needs to go to the toe, which it does. Okay? So we need to go through here, and when it's in the air, yeah, now it's letting me do it in the air, which strangely didn't let me do before. It started from the, needs to start working its way back to the, actually, you know what? I'm going to put it here at the bottom. I mean, at the corner. Let's see. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to rotate the foot later on. So I'm wondering if I need to put the pivot here. Let's see. It's not like now. Well, yep. In the air, it doesn't necessarily matter too much where we put it. I think you can put it up here at the ankle. But for now, I forget where I put it in there. I think I put it as it's working its way. It's working its way back. So I think I put it back here. Okay. Now we also may. No, that's right. That's right. This makes sense what we're doing. Now, if the foot is really at an angle, instead of putting it when it lifts off on the lift, which is this lift, instead of putting it here, we can easily put it here as well. If it's depending on where it's at. Lift. Yeah. Well, we'll come back. We'll deal with this. I think that's what I did before, and that's what I'll just continue to do. So we're going to go here. It's in the air, and now we're going to walk through. And when it lands, it should be on the heel, which it is. We're going to put it in the middle of the foot, at the bottom of the foot, until it lifts off. It hasn't lifted off yet, so it's still here. And then that's the lift, and it's at the toe, which it needs to be. In the air, kind of want to put it back in the ball of the foot. Lands, it's at the heel. Work it towards here, here. Wait for it to lift. Hasn't lifted yet, so it's here. And now it's lifted. And you should be seeing, you know, over here in the viewport, in your viewport, you should be seeing the foot states. And then we turned those on in the last video. So the foot states, if you're having problems, you need to make sure you go to biped, modes and display, and turn on leg states. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so next key, we're in the air. Doesn't matter so much for now. We land, we're at the heel. We are at the ball of the foot. We're at the ball of the foot. We are at the ball of the foot until we're in the lift key, and then we're at the very toe. And then we're in the air, middle of the foot. We're landing where we're at the touch key. You can see we're touching down. Ball of the foot. And we just have to do this. It's a bit tedious, but that's what we need to do. And now we're going to select the other foot. Get out of there, select the other foot. Go back to frame 0 and turn on select pivot and do the same thing here. On the ground, it should be in the middle. Maybe you can zoom in a little bit and make it easier. In the middle. In the wait. Oh, that's the lift. Sorry, it should be this edge of this toe here. Sorry, that should be the toe. That's right. And then we're up in the air. And then we're landing on the heel. Now we have 2 buttons here. I don't know why. Never seen that before. Like I said, it might actually just be a video card issue, so ignore that. And then we land, and we're in the ball of the foot. And then we're at the ball of the foot until we lift off. It's not a lift, it's still a plant. You can see here. Forget this one, that's for the other foot. It's a plant, so it's the ball of the foot. And now it's still a plant, ball of the foot. Wait, did I skip something? Oh no, it's a very extra long. Plant, plant, plant. It's now a lift. It's at the toe, which it is. That's good. Then it's in the middle. Did we have a plant before? Oh, look, actually I'm wrong. When we touched here, I should have put that. Oh yeah, I did. I put it here at the heel. Okay, getting a little bit confusing. So where am I at? Turn this on. Lift. It's in the air. It's in the middle of the foot. Planting. It's touching. It's at the heel. And you just have to go through and do this bit by bit. It's a bit tedious, but it has to be done. Otherwise, and it's the lift, so it's at the toe. There we go. It's in the air. I'll just put it back here in the ball of the foot. Heel. Ball of the foot. Ball of the foot. It's still a plant. Ball of the foot. Now it's the lift. It's at the toe. Very good. And then ball of the foot. It's touching. Heel. Middle. 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 Next one should be a lift, which is at the toe. Perfect. It's in the middle here. Plant. Or it's a touch. Heel. Plant should be in the middle. There's probably a script someone can create for this, actually. Plant, it should still be Is it a lift? Yeah, it's the last key, so it's a lift. You got to make sure you don't get the wrong one selected. And now it's in the air. So it took about 15 minutes to do that, but now we can actually start animating the foot. Now we know that we have the pivots correct. We can start animating the foot. So I'm back to the green foot now. So it's not going to do anything really important until we get to the lift. It's already starting to act a little bit correct, but what we want to do is we want to rotate, go to rotate and local, make sure we have the right foot selected, zoom in a little bit, and we want to rotate that up. I'm going to say 15 degrees. And then we want to go in here and rotate the toes. It's the first toe joint close to the foot. Rotate that until it's flat. And you got to do it on the other side too, until it's flat. Don't worry, it's going to pop back up once you fix it. There we go. And we can probably go to the key right before this. Remember, I did this, I'm doing this on keys. We can go to the one right before this, which is, and that should be a plant. It should be actually the pivot. Yeah, I'm getting some weird things happening. The pivot is where it needs to be on the ball of the foot. And we're going to rotate that. Oh, sorry, I have the wrong object selected. Rotate that up, and you can see how it works on the ball. Really, it might actually even be easier. And we're just going to rotate this instead of, this is going to be, because this is just going to be 5 degrees. So we have 5 degrees just so we can have a little bit of a row. And then the next one is going to be 15 degrees. And now in the air, it should actually, now if we want, now we can decide if we want to maybe have his foot rotate back just a little bit, like 5 degrees. And then now when he lands on the plant, remember we need to do it only on the keys that exist. We can rotate his foot back just maybe a little bit. We can't do too far, only 5 degrees, because really my bone is a little bit too short and the back of the heel will go through the ground. So that's going to be a little bit big. And we don't want to do that too much, or we get like a really exaggerated stomping on that. So that means we need to just go through here every time, right before it lifts. And I'm going to try something. No, right before it lifts. So this is a lift one. I can go right before it lifts, rotate it 5 degrees. And then we go to the actual lift and we rotate it 15 degrees. And here, now we just need to go to these first toe links, rotate those back 15 degrees so the foot stays on the ground. Now, we can also do this to save some time. We can double click the foot. We can go to, this is the lift position, right? You can see here it's the lift position. We can go to copy paste. And now we need to make, this is the setup. We need to make a new collection or use one of these other collections. Collection 1, collection 2, or you can actually make a new collection with this button. Create a collection. And you can see I have a lot of things already in that collection. So and then collection 1. There's nothing in collection 1, so we'll use that, or you can create a new collection. And we are going to make a posture, and we're going to copy this posture. Okay, and now if we just actually go now to every lift, oops, I'm getting myself confused. Let's go here so we can go to every lift. Now that lift is there. Okay, it's already there. Go forward, lift, and now we could just paste. And then we have to actually set this as a planet key. Okay, reset it as a planet key so it doesn't go through the ground. And then forward to the next lift, paste it, reset it as a planet key, and this way we can save some time. Lift, paste, reset as planet key. So your planet keys will not go through the ground. Sliding keys let you actually slide on the ground, and your free keys are the free keys of the foot in the air. So do we have any more lifts here? One more lift, paste, and we can do set as planet key. And guess what? We can use this for the other foot too. Select the other foot, go back to frame 0, and now we're going to paste that on the, let me see, it was a lift. Okay, it's a lifted key. Now we just need to click paste posture opposite. Boom, set as planted key. Bravo. And now we're going to keep going until we see a lift for that blue foot. Paste posture opposite, set as, and we just go through here and do that. Paste posture opposite, set as planted key. Paste posture opposite, set as planted key. Lift, paste posture opposite, set as planted key. Paste posture opposite, set as planted key. And we're back to the beginning. Now, of course, we have the one key before this. To fix. You can see it goes up. Yeah. We also have the one rotation key. Well, we have two keys to fix. We have the, when it comes down, I put a small rotation on that. And I need to copy that. You remember when it came down, I put a small rotation on this green, and it was a 15-degree rotation here on the touch. Okay, I don't remember if I did it on the other touches. Did I do? I don't think I did that. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's rotating the same. Yeah, it's not. So we're going to copy that touch. So we have to fix the touch, and also we have the extra slightly extra rogue here on the takeoff. So I'm just going to do the one. I'm going to do the touch here. I have this foot. I'm going to actually double click it to get the toes as well. And I'm just going to say copy posture. And now I'm going to go through here, and every time it touches down, I'm going to paste it. Paste posture. Boop. And it should still be a planted key. Boop. Okay? So I'm going to pause the video, go through it, and do that to every time it touches down, and I'll be back. Okay, so I went through and pasted the touch keys for the, I think it's the right foot, the green foot. And now I'm going to paste I'm going to do the next foot, select the next foot, and every time it touches down, and I'm going to use this to toggle to the touch keys. Every time that foot touches down, I'm going to paste posture opposite and reset as planted key. I'm going to go through and do that. So I'll pause the video and you do it, and see you when I come back. Okay, so I've done the touch on the other side. You can see it has a smoother transition from the plant to the touch. No, lift. Oh, it's a touch? Yeah, lift on the other foot. So now what I need to do is, there's one more thing that I need to do, and I need to also, when it was a touch, yeah, I did the extra angle on the touch on the other foot. Right when it touched down, you can see that it's got that extra position. Now on this foot, I remember I added, right before it lifted, there's a plant right before it's lifted, and it has this position. Let me go here. Yeah, it's that one here, right before the lift. It's the plant, the very last plant. I need to double click this. Oh, double click these toes. Yeah, maybe, am I getting them? Yeah, I got them all, okay. So double click the foot, you'll get the toes as well. And now I'm going to copy this posture and I'm going to toggle through here to the lift and then go back once. Oh, I went too far. Let's see. Okay, so that's that one lift. Oh no, this one I already did it. Yeah, that one's fixed. It's going to be the opposite foot. So let me double click the opposite foot now and just fix the lifts on this one. When it lifts right here, it's the plant that's the lift. It needs to have right before each lift. Right, oops, I'm getting confused. This very last plant, I need to copy posture opposite and then reset it. Ooh, I think that's it. And go forward. Yeah. Go forward. Gets a little bit confusing because you can see you're seeing the other. So you might have to look in the front viewport, isolate it so you can just see the plant right before the lift. So plant, lift. So go back one, paste posture opposite, and then reset it as, yeah, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm actually using my front view to make sure I get exactly the right key. And then plant, 1, 2, so it's back one, paste posture opposite, reset it. Be careful because it's very easy to hit the wrong copy paste button up here. I've done it a couple times myself and had to undo. So we go forward, find the lift, go back one, paste posture opposite, reset it. I'll walk you through this one just because it's a little bit more tricky. Back one, and then hit posture opposite, reset it. Did I get them all? Yeah, okay. Plant, yeah, looks like I got them all. Let's just make sure. Paste posture opposite, yep. reset it. When you see this yellow key or a line here in your footsteps, it's actually a sliding key. You want to make sure it's a planted key. And lift, and that's it. Woo! That's a little bit tedious, I know. Turn off auto key. But that will give us a better foot roll. Okay. Now we could really, if he had longer legs, we could actually exaggerate that a little bit more on the lift, but we really don't have long enough legs. So I'm surprised it does such a good short. I'm surprised that Character Studio does even work with a character with such big feet and short legs. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for this. We're going to come back and we're going to revisit that. But I'm going to call this foot. Let me resave this. Let's do a save as. This is going to be 03 foot roll. Not sure if there's going to be an 04 foot roll, but for now, yeah. Okay. So I'll see you in the next video.